Hi, welcome back to yet another episode of my podcast, the 4 a.m. Talks. I'm your host, Manoj Velu, back with yet another episode. Friday it is today, and I know this is a weekend and you are planning a lot of things, to maybe you'll be having some stuffs to figure it out, or do something that is really productive so that you're aligned with your purpose and everything. And I wish that everything comes out good for you, a happy week, and a good weekend as well. So, let's get right into this episode. Being a weekend, Friday night, it is, I wanted to talk about something that will really enhance your life. It will enhance your life significantly. What it is? It is called hobbies. Friday night. So obviously I'm going to talk about it. I was thinking about what could I talk about this week, and which is really important. I really thought that this is one of the key topics that I need to bring in to you guys so that I make sure that this particular topic is really important for you to take it really seriously and move forward. So, why am I talking about hobbies? Hobbies, if you look at the outer world picture, it's very underrated. You may ask me a question: why? Why is it underrated? You may even argue with me. You could say no, it's not underrated. I will tell you why exactly it's underrated. Everybody has hobbies. You may be a lawyer, and you will be interested in writing stories, for example. That may be your hobby. You may be a software engineer, but your hobby could be doing comedy videos. You might be a graphic designer, but you're really interested in making arts. So it is really important, and I will tell you exactly why it is underrated. I read this quote, which said, a man is always happy when he's doing a productive thing called hobby. He says it's productive. Why is he saying it as productive? Because he is indirectly telling us that if we make sure that hobbies, if taken seriously, could turn up as your professional thing in the bigger picture. It will happen to you. It is a very serious business. I will tell you why you should take hobbies very seriously. You may be working in a company 9 to 5. Let's say you're working in a 9 to 5 job and you're not satisfied with your work as it doesn't bring you the purpose. You should consider your hobbies very seriously rather than thinking of something else which is really out of your thing. And hobbies are really important because it helps your creativity. It helps your creativity. Let's say, for example, if you're writing a story, for example, a short story. Before, used to have this habit of writing very short stories, not a short story, very short stories. So that will help your creativity. Today you may be writing a story, then you want to develop that story, and then you add an element to that and see how the story works. If you like it, you keep that and you work on the other part. So it helps your creativity. The second thing is, it reduces your stress, which is very important. You are working, from Monday to Friday. Let's say, you have Saturday and Sundays off. You're working 9 to 5, and you are, working from Monday to Friday, and you really wanted, I know that there is a lot of work that is going on, and with COVID, most of them are working from home. So there is a lot of work which is being done, and I know that there is a level of stress that you're going through. To, the best thing to make sure that the stress is relieved when you're doing your hobby. This is a study that is being done. So hobby is more than what you think. It is really important. I will give you an example. I'm going to tell you a story first of John Carpenter. I would bring it up every day, every episode. So imagine John Carpenter. He is working in a company. He is really not interested to work, but due to his family situations, he is forced to work. His hobby was to make music. He kept on, and his weekend would be always to create something or the other, music, any music. What it fascinates him, he used to write, and he used to take few poems, and he used to compose his own music, and he used to do this lot of creative side along with the music. So what happens, he's creating a concept, he's learning new things. See, there's a aspect of learning, and he's not tired, he's not going to give up because it's his favorite thing. So obviously he's going to try concepts. If one doesn't work out, he's going to try out the other thing, but he's constantly trying to figure it out. So that is really important. So what he's trying to do is he is trying to make music, and he constantly brings up old music, and he tries to give a new sound to it and see how it goes. It really a creative side. As he keeps doing it, he creates a YouTube channel. He brings out the music. After some time, people started recognizing him. And then, after some time, there were people who were supporting him, and they really liked the music. After some time, people really wanted to collaborate with him. That collaboration helped him to connect with different people. And what it did was, it made him to a level where, at one stage, he just said goodbye to his 9 to 5 job, and he was working as a full-time music composer. You see what happened to him? He really didn't give up on his hobby. He took it really, a serious business. He took it as a very serious thing. Hobbies are really important. You know what hobby does to you actually? When you do that hobby, what it does is you're consistent with it. And there is one more thing, it builds your confidence. It will make you to learn new things. It will make sure that you relieve out of the stress that you have. See, there are so many things that are really important, and that is adding up to your life just with a simple hobby. You watching this may be good at art, go and do art painting, go and do that. Who's stopping you? Go and do that. Keep working. One day, who knows, your art painting will become your main profession. Keep working. I told you that I'm going to give you an example. Let me tell you, I know that most of you guys watching will be aware of a person called Chetan Bhagat. He was working in a bank. He finished his degree and MBA, and he was working in a bank, and he finished two novels at the side. It was his side hustle, like it was his hobby to write novels. And fast forward, what happens? 2009, his first book came out. As he kept writing, the Bollywood industry took his story and made movies out of it. They're getting inspired with the stories that he had written as a novel. There are so many examples that I can give. So, hobbies are the most important thing. The confidence part, which I said, is nothing but, if you're consistent, if you keep going, you make mistakes, you learn from it, you keep it going, naturally you'll get better. Anybody, there is no secret for it. They say, if you keep practicing, if you keep practicing, what happens? You'll get better. When you keep getting better, obviously the confidence is going to grow. There is one more saying I'm going to tell it to you which will relate to confidence. Practicing 10,000 shots once is not as powerful as practicing one shot 10,000 times. Why? As he keeps practicing, he keeps getting better. As he keeps getting better, his confidence is going to grow. And as confidence grows, you will try to figure out ways to make sure that you take this thing to a whole new level. So that is what everyone does. Most of them who are super successful in transitioning their so-called 9 to 5 job to their passion of what they wanted to be, they have transitioned by constantly putting that effort, keep constantly learning about new things and not fear about failure. If this idea doesn't work out, you try another one. But eventually that habit is the most important thing. It becomes a habit. You try today, it doesn't work out. Tomorrow, you got to come up and you're going to try a new idea. It becomes a habit. It becomes in your daily routine, in your ritual. It becomes your ritual. There is one saying in sport which is really important, and I wanted to say this. They say the first time when you try to exercise a particular exercise, you would be not so sure. You will work out, you will try to do that, but as you keep on going, that exercise which you thought you'll not be able to do it will just be a warm up to you at some other day. Why? It is because you're getting better. Same goes with hobbies. At start, you will feel a bit, but I know that you are interested in it, so you will not give up easily. So that is an added advantage for you. I know you will never give up easily because it's your hobby. And that transition is a beautiful feeling. One day it will definitely pay off, but the question remains like whether you are committed to your hobbies. Take it very seriously. It could be anything. If you keep, let's say, you wanted to run a sprint of 500 meters, do it every day. Or if you're not having that time allocated, do it once a week, but do not give up. Who knows, tomorrow you might participate in a competition and you might win, and that would transition your career. Who knows? But just keep it doing. Just keep it doing. Don't give up. Don't give up on your hobbies. This is the most important thing. So the question comes back to you. You let me know what are your hobbies are. And I know that there is a lot going in you, and your hobbies are your saviors. It's it's something that will allow you to be you, you being you. See, it's a great help. It's a help, great help. It's helping you a lot. And do not underestimate the hobbies. I'm really, really telling you this is, again, I wanted to stress this multiple times because I feel it's really important. It's super important. It will turn your life where you yourself would have thought this is not possible within this span of time, because you don't know that the one thing that you didn't factor in is the thing that you have spent a lot of time from your childhood. It gets added up, and at one point it's gonna skyrocket, it's gonna boost up like anything, and your life will definitely change if if you believe that hobbies are the thing and it is the most important thing. Hobbies will also make sure that you become a better person in life because you are constantly learning. You are taking that hobby and trying to explore. As you explore, you would find out how other people have done that same hobby and how they had transitioned that hobby into their profession. So you would be learning the skills as well as how, as a human, they have that qualities to make sure that they build along with their hobby, build around their hobby, and they get to that level. So it's really important. By the end of this episode, I really wanted you to ask yourself, what is my hobby? Am I still doing it? If I stopped, why did I stop it? Can I start it over again? If you are a painter, can you try painting it again? Can you start it over? The most important thing of all, whatever I said, the time that you spend on your hobby will make you happy. What else you want? Live about the profession side, live about all the other things. It will make you happy. So that time, whatever you spend, 1 hour or 2 hours, whatever the time that you can spend, it is definitely going to make you happy. That is the most important factor that you need to consider. And that is why I'm stressing this out very clearly. I'm telling you, please do consider your hobby and do not stop. Please keep it going. It is really important. It is going to, build your character professionally as well as personally. So it is most important thing, and you keep it going. So the final thoughts about this episode, like whatever I wanted to ask you is, what is your hobby? Can you take this hobby to a new level? What is that one thing that I can do to make sure that I take this hobby into a new thing? This is the questions that you're going to ask yourself. Don't comment in the comment section. I don't want those things to happen, because I want you to write this down in your diary where you look up to this every single day. you're not coming to this particular episode every single day. So that is why I'm telling you to not write in the comments. You write it in your diary, because my end goal is to make sure that you go back after this episode and reflect back on this episode and try to build on the hobby that you have already built, but you have stopped it in the middle due to various reasons. You can come back to the comment section and say, I had this hobby, I stopped it after looking into this episode, I reflected back, started my hobby, and I'm on this journey. That would be a good, happy thing for me, because you have taken action. Action is the most important thing. So, with that being said, have a wonderful day, and make sure that happy, with whatever you do. I know you're gonna do your hobby in your weekends. Be happy, and please consider that hobby is the most important thing. With that being said, have a wonderful day, everyone. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.